What is going on, everybody? It's time for another week. That's right. This week has come and gone, so I'm back, the 30-year-old law student. I guess this will be episode number 3 of season number 2/year number 2. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I enjoy all the comments. Thank you for the views or anything like that. And hope that you enjoy another update. So, really, what has been going on in my world? We're kind of just in the swing of things right now in school. At this point, we're at that kind of level where you're just flowing. You kind of got everything down, you know how the classes are working, and you're just kind of putting your nose down and studying and studying and studying. So that's pretty much how it's been right now. The things that I've really noticed this semester, I'm really confident, really enjoying not only my federal income tax class, but also my bankruptcy class, and also the criminal procedure class I'm in. I'm really interested in criminal procedure anyway, in criminal law, and to go into this class, it seems like I just feel like I'm getting it, and that's good. So, to be able to just feel like you're getting the topic that you're studying. So I'm liking that. Con law is kind of like the same as last semester, it feels like right now. Or some of the concepts and things like that. Maybe, I know some of the cases that we've gone over, some of them are new. Some of the ideas are ideas that I knew from before, but there's some ideas that some tests and things like that you just have to learn, before the time when it comes to take the final and to take the bar. So I'm kind of in the process of just, okay, well, I'm going to have to just learn this. And that's how it was last semester, and I did really well in the class too, so I'm not extremely worried about that or anything like that. When it comes to any class that is like really kind of just mind-boggling this semester, that class has got to be my evidence class. Like, my evidence class is just kind of like bizarre to me. And I don't think it's like any fault of one person alone or anything like that. I think really what it comes down to is the fact that I guess there's probably just not a lot of, for example, case law to go out there and just read cases all day on evidence. Kind of like other classes like criminal procedure, you're reading case after case, and every case is teaching you something, and you're not really just kind of reading people just writing, whatever commentary on these cases. For the most part, you're just reading the cases and understanding from that, and then the professor is teaching from, what you've read. With evidence, it's a little bit different. The book is like really, really odd to me, like from a law student perspective, and that's kind of interesting because here's how it works. Basically, the book has a whole bunch of commentary. It like basically lists like the federal rules of evidence that you're studying at the time, whatever chapter it might be. So you read about the rules, and you read, and every once in a while there's like an example, like here's an example of a case or something like that. And then there's like problems. And at first it wasn't like that bad, because like every time there was a problem basically in class, somebody either gets called on or volunteers, and that's that. You answer the problem, not a big deal. The part with me is I'd rather just read and learn. And when it comes to like doing problem after problem, we've gotten to the chapter on character evidence now, and it's like non-stop problems. There's just like, I think when I go home tonight and read my assignment, I've got to read and work through like 40 problems. Whereas before we were doing like, 10 maybe or less per day of studying. And now it's like, oh, let's do like 30 or 20 or, up to like 40 problems a night all of a sudden. And to me, that's kind of just like, okay, because I spend more time working through these problems and I'm wondering if I'm right sometimes than, I would just kind of like reading and understanding a concept. I'd rather just go and get lectured at, to be honest, but either way, the class isn't bad. It's just kind of like, it's just so different than all the other classes that it just like sticks out. And she always says in class, she's like, this is one of the hardest classes you'll ever have. This is one of the hardest classes you'll ever have. And I'm like, the reason I believe it is the fact that like it's just taught so differently that I'm using like study guides and things like that to learn the rules versus like reading cases and understanding them and looking at my outline. it from scratch and just read. And I guess it just comes down to the end, and in the end, as long as I can memorize the way these rules work, then that'll be fine. And I don't really see that as a big problem. It's just kind of like kind of shift gears when it comes to this class, but not really too worried about that. I'm at the point in school where I kind of know where I fit in, and I think I've done really well so far, and I think that I'll continue to do well. So I'm not stressed about it. It's just the only stress is the fact that it's just stressful to have to like read and study and learn all this stuff like all the time, but not a big deal by any means. So I'm not really like worried about any of that kind of stuff. I guess on a different note now, getting away from school itself, football has started. Football is here. So college football has been going for a little bit longer, of course, and football has been on the back burner for a while, and it's finally arrived. The first week of the NFL season is in the books, and hey, it's exciting. This is what you look forward to, and it really passes. It's kind of my study buddy on Monday and Thursday, because Monday night football, I'll sit down and be studying during football. Thursday night football comes on, and Thursday not so much, because on Friday I only have one class in the morning, and the studying usually isn't that bad. So Thursday night football, not as much as last year. Last year Thursday night football, I was studying all the way through it, and then some, but not so bad this year. So, but yep, football's great. We have a fantasy league that we're running here at the school, so a bunch of us have gotten together and formed a league, and it's the first league I've ever been in where we can start like 3 running backs, and like 1 million receivers. It seems like when in the draft you go through like the receivers that are available, there's like nobody left. It's worthwhile. So it's kind of like it's kind of like one of the other leagues, the main league that I host. We added I think 2 or 4 more people this year, and man, by like the middle of the draft, you're just scraping the bottom of the barrel. And how about that Peyton Manning? Like, I got 3.4 points from him this week. Not the performance that I needed from him, but all in all, that game was just kind of bizarre to me. Like, I'm a Ravens fan, and going in, it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, I expect our defense, like our passing defense, to not be that amazing, and Peyton will probably throw all over us. Okay, well, I'll just kind of accept that. And the fact that we're probably not going to have a productive passing offense. And it was like a defensive stalemate the entire game. The only touchdowns were scored in interceptions, but that was like nuts. And just the only upsetting thing was Steve Smith hitting the ball right in his face mask and not being able to pull it in the end zone to basically win the game. So, oh well. But I think we fought hard. It was a good game. So, and if Justin's watching this, then like I told you on Facebook, I said my hat's off to you, man. That was a tough game. I did not see it going that way. It was crazy. But we go to Oakland, so next week I'm assuming, I'm assuming that we were going to do better. Anyway, I think that brings me to the end. Other than that, there's not really a lot going on. I really just want to get in the kitchen. Like, that's the really big thing that I want to do. I want to get in the kitchen and get cooking, because that's something that I haven't been able to do a lot of lately. And yeah, a lot of that's like one of my passions. So I need to get that going. I need to get that rolling. Anyway, thank you so much for watching these videos every time. And like I said, make sure you subscribe, and so that every time that I post a video, it'll pop up in your feed and you'll know that I'm posting it. Of course, I post these to Facebook as well. You'll be able to see those there. And also make sure you go ahead and like the video if you like it. And hey, if you want to just ask me what's up or anything like that, or you want to ask about law school, or you're interested in law school, or anything about whatever, or if you just don't like the video or anything, just throw me a comment. Just let me know what you think, because I love the feedback. But anyway, it's I like doing these videos, and I hope that all of you kind of get a little perspective into my life and all that. So hope you're all doing great, and miss you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.